Hey there everyone, this is Jeff Perkins with JD Cutlery putting together another new video on some new release Reate knives. These are the these are the Reate Mini Horizon Ds. I have a full-size Horizon D as well as a Horizon C in here that we can throw some contrast in just to give you an idea what you're looking at as far as the different sizes go. Overall length of the Mini Horizon D is 7.88 inches. Blade length is 3.44 inches. The blade steel is M390, and it's definitely another one of the flipper designs from Reate, which is a frame lock with a steel lock bar insert. Closed length is 4.5 inches. Handle thickness is 0.52 inches. Blade thickness is 0.159. You are looking at a titanium handle that comes in two different forms. The original machined, like the Horizon D, as well as a really nice carbon fiber inlay. So very cool looking. They do come in a Damasteel Damascus blade as well. I do have one of those, but it's pre-sold to one of my VIP customers. Very cool looking knives. Really happy with the way these have turned out. I've always been a real big fan of the Horizon line. This one is definitely a smaller, lighter version of it. It does come in at 5.29 ounces. So very cool knife. Everything's chamfered out on the inside to give you that lighter weight. And we'll just kind of go through these one by one. Let's go ahead real quick and just do a size comparison before we go through each one of these. Get some of these out of the way. So, Horizon D versus the Mini Horizon D. Definitely a difference, probably almost an inch in length on the knife overall. These are the two that are the closest because this does have the machined out handle just like the Mini here. That's kind of the classic design, was the Horizon D this way. And the Horizon C doesn't have all of that really nice milling. We'll go through all of these one by one, including this Horizon D. This was done up for a customer as a special order. So that's one that I wanted to review as well as all of these Horizon Ds that we have in stock in the Mini version. Let's start off real quick. This Horizon D, I'm not going to go through all the specs on blade length and all that kind of stuff. It is the M390. This one's done with a high voltage blue. It does have a bit of a tint of purple and some light in that blue. Then we have a nice silver and gold splatter or drizzle. The pivot was very hard to try and get that blue and gold. It's a little bit lighter than the rest of the knife, but that's as close as I was able to come because those two colors aren't really close together. So it was a lot of re-dipping in acid trying to play with the color. You can see a little bit of that purple in there in that blue. The pocket clip I just plain couldn't get the yellow and blue, so you got a two-tone high voltage blue. All of the screws have been buffed out, keeping with that silver. And then we got the nice gold back spacer to go along with the drizzle. Lock up on this one nice and early, about 10 to 20%. And of course, oh, that's not good for my camera thing. My camera tripod, of course, that's not going to do anything to that blade. That is one. The M390 is some really hard steel. The Horizon D did just come in a stonewash finish. The mini Horizons have a stone wash flat and a satin finish. But as expected, Horizon D flips like a champ. One of my favorite out of the Reate lineup. Just the balance of this blade, the way it hits when it opens, is one of my all-time favorites of the Reate knives. So definitely one that I own in my personal collection. Very sharp looking knives, very good quality, just can't go wrong. So I wanted to throw that one in there because that one was done up for one of my VIP customers, and I did also want to give you the size comparison. So let's go ahead and jump right in here on this one. We've got the Horizon D Mini. Again, this one's got the milled out. This is a high voltage blue that has purple hues going through it. So the camera doesn't always pick up those purple hues. You'll be able to see them in the pictures on my website. Went with bronze, titanium screws and pivot, and also bronze on the back spacer and pocket clip. Pocket clip is a little different this time. They don't have that faux Timascus look. They just went with straight machined titanium pocket clip. Screws right in from the outside. Of course, you've got your steel lock bar insert and your M390. So you've got almost a hand rubbed look in the flat. Sorry, that wasn't stone wash. So it's almost hand rubbed. Then a satin finish up and down for your cuts or for your cutting edge. And you've got that nice choil up there, or that swedge up there. Sorry. Choil would be down here, and there's not really much of a choil. Sorry about that. Reate logo, swedge. I like the way the swedge gives you that nice look to the blade. You do have some jimping up top. Fits in the hand nicely. A little bit bigger than the new Starboy. Fits a little bit wider. Wider from top to bottom, I would say, but it almost feels a little bit thinner in the hand. So this is a good feeling knife in the hand, and it flips very nicely. So it's definitely above the flipper, coming on back. So straight back with it, not a straight down. The original Horizon D was not a straight down either. So it's definitely in the same category, just a smaller package. Of course, we threw a lanyard on there. If you don't like the lanyard, just cut it off. It's your call. Really happy with this one. This one doesn't fingerprint up very badly. My hands are pretty warm right now, so that gives you an idea of what it looks like when it's being handled. So very happy with that one. I'm going to go ahead and do the other milled out version, and then we'll jump into the carbon fibers. This one is a nice green background that I sanded the high points and hit with purple, and then we went with purple on the pivot, the screws, the back spacer, and the pocket clip. Very cool looking knife. Very happy with the way these turned out. So again, that purple and green combo always looks nice. Lock up on this one nice and early. Again, you're probably 5%. Definitely locked up there, but nice early lockup. Centering looks good as well. And again, flips like a champ. I would imagine, yeah, the blade will fall right in, especially as you start flipping these more. It'll smooth out even more. Fit and finish on these minis is very, very similar. Well, actually, it's everything you would expect from a Reate knife. I did a review on the Starboys. These are much easier to disassemble and reassemble. One of the things I do like is for the pivot, they've gone with a T10 versus the T8 on some of the other models. That T10 tends to give you more bite as you're undoing things, putting them back together. less chance of destroying the screws, that kind of stuff. So very cool, very happy with those. Let's go ahead and jump into some of the carbon fiber. Now these do come bead blasted. I've buffed this one out. You do have some shades of green going, just a little bit of shading where you can't always buff it out perfectly. So you get those shades in there, gives you a little bit of depth. Nice carbon fiber insert, and it does sit down into the titanium. It's not one of the smooth right across the top. I prefer that it sits down in, just because you're not going to get that high point with the carbon fiber. If something accidentally scratches across it, there's less chance of you catching the edge of that carbon fiber and pulling it up or something like that. So I really like the way this one is done up. We went green with a high voltage to teal blue on the pocket clip and screws. Green lanyard and all. Again, the M390 steel. Lock up on this one. Nice and early again, 5-10%. Centering looks good. And boom. Flies into position. Really gives you a nice flip into position. Nice feel. Cool little knives. Fills up the hand pretty nicely. Definitely in the medium sized knife category. I'm liking it. Let's go ahead and hit this one. This one is a purple that has been stone washed and bronzed. Again, carbon fiber in here. So looking good there. You got that bronze effect on the edges. Bronze the screws and the pocket clip. And the pocket clip will fingerprint up a little bit. Same with the pivots. Spray your cloth with a little bit of Windex. Even the purple here goes from a bright purple to a darker purple as you fingerprint it up. So cool looking. Definitely shows color nicely. Centered up. And again, flipping like a champ. So definitely feeling good here. Great little knives. Very cool. I like that carbon fiber insert. Classy touch to it. The milling's nice, but I like the look of that carbon fiber in there. Just really nice quality looking little knife. Let's see, we already did the high voltage blue, so with the milling. So here's another green. Here is a green that I stone washed and did purple. So it's not showing up very good because purple's always a rough one with the camera. But you got that nice green background with that purple stone wash all throughout, purple backspacer, purple pocket clip. And because this one's almost a little bit more of a matte look, I just left the hardware the silver. If I would have purpled it, it would have been a different color purple because we did go kind of matte on this one. Very cool looking knife though. I like the difference in color. Again, carbon fiber looks great. Lock up again, nice and early. 5-10%. Centering is really nice. And boom. Right back in. So that one, I wanted to give at least one kind of that matte feel and finish, just because it does tend to hide the scratches and nicks and dings with that stone wash. That's why I do stone wash some of these. I know from carrying them, they get scratched up. I mean, it's a user knife. This isn't one that I would necessarily keep in the display case all the time. Its price point isn't very high. These are all posted on the website www.jdcutlery.com. I would jump in on these. There's been quite a bit of interest. Very cool little knives. I don't know how quickly they'll move. Haven't sold any of these quite yet, but they just posted today. So this one is a cool high voltage blue to teal, buffed out, gold screws, gold pocket clip, and backspacer. Really sharp looking knife. Sorry, a little bit of oil up there. Buffed out real nicely. There's a little bit of shading on it, but you got some real nice color on this knife. Very sharp. I like that teal with the gold. Just pops. That's as close as I could come with that lanyard. The lanyard looks a little bit more, a little closer in person. I throw them on there because I'm a lanyard fan. You don't like it, cut it off. I just like to have them made onto the knife so you don't have that big knot and that kind of thing. So just an extra added touch. Again, flipping like a champ. Lock up again, about 10%, nice and early. Centering looks really good. So these are definitely a winner. I was not happy when I heard that they weren't going to be making any more of the Horizon Ds, and then here they turn out and give me a mini version. So at some point I'll definitely have to pick up one of these with the carbon fiber. Did want to throw this one out here. I just did this one up. This comes in the black stonewash when it comes in, so I've buffed the heck out of this and given it a little bit of a shading effect, so you get two-tone purple, get lighter purple, darker purple, all throughout. Of course, Horizon C didn't have that titanium backspacer, didn't have the faux finish pocket clip, and it has steel hardware. So big difference in price between the Horizon D and the Horizon C though. Very cool knife, good entry level, solid quality knife. S35VN versus the Horizon D's M390. But these are in the mid 2 range. The Horizon D's pushing 400. They usually go about 395. So big difference in price. Slab titanium, it's not milled out on the inside, so you definitely have a little bit more weight than the Horizon D. But this is a great entry level Reate knife. Flips just like the Horizon D, has the same exact sound, same exact feel, a little bit heavier, doesn't have the milling, but great knife. This was one of the very first Reates that I owned. I carried one of these for a long time before I did upgrade to the Horizon D. You can't go wrong with these. If you're looking for a good entry-level Reate, mid 200 range, you've got the Horizon C. You also have the new K2s in that cool wild Tonto blade, both in that mid 200 range. Can't go wrong. I mean, fit and finish on these Reates is fantastic. Again, ceramic bearings, has the same exact bearing, same exact detent, same blade shape, handle shape. You just don't have the milling and the chamfering out to lighten it up, as well as your one step down in steel. But S35VN, I've had a lot of knives with that steel, and honestly I've never had any problem. They take an edge nicely, they hold an edge pretty good, so you really can't go wrong. Well, thank you for tuning in for this new video on the new Mini Horizons. I hope you guys check out the website, pick up some new toys going into Christmas. It's definitely already been a very nice start with this being Thanksgiving weekend. We sold quite a few knives this weekend. There'll be some more stragglers coming in piece by piece, but the majority of our Christmas stock is already posted on the website, so check it out. If it's anything like last year, we'll be sold down fairly decently by Christmas. Midway through January, everybody gets their knife money, and then things go crazy, and there definitely won't be a whole lot left. So check us out. Again, www.jdcutlery.com. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you on the next one.